producer at Ready Row USA, and we're here on a special time because we juggled the schedules of 3 very busy people. One of them is having a little trouble getting in, but I think she'll be able to join us later. We have our program on city youth rowing programs, and these programs that can level the playing field by including more kids through affordable training options and a whole child approach to sport and team with many rippling benefits, as you can imagine. And our guests are Ellen Minzner of RowBoston and other roles that she has at Community Rowing in Boston. She's going to try and pop back on. We have Neil Bergenroth of Tulsa. Tulsa Rowing. Neil, tell me again.
Tulsa Youth Rowing Association.
Tulsa Youth Rowing Association. I had several different permutations, and we have Arshay Cooper of RowNewYork, and he's a speaker around the country on youth rowing programs. Hi, Arshay.
Hey.
How you doing?
Thank you for having me. Excited.
Yeah, I've been seeing you and the guys from the oarsmen.
Yeah.
Practicing, huh?
Yeah, we've been training. We all been training.
Oh, good. Well, we are, like I said, we are Ready Row USA. We're part of the International Rowing.Chat network, and you can visit the website at rowing.chat to receive notifications of our upcoming shows and send in news tips and join our community. And our regular correspondents are myself and Tara Morgan of Seize the Oar in Vashon, Washington, and Seattle, Washington, and Mark Wilson of All American Rowing Camps. They're kind of the backbone of our crew here. And like I said, I'm the producer. I'm hosting today, and I'm also today's director. So there may be a few technical bobbles. I'm not sure. Our executive producer is Rebecca Caroe, and in a minute, I'll turn it over to Neil and Arshay, and hopefully Ellen, if she can join us. But I'd like to give a little word about our sponsors, who make it possible for us to put on these programs. There's our Rowing.Chat site. Just Strong has technical athletic lifestyle brands, clothing and accessories for women, and it's really well made. Love those products. And we are also sponsored by when our little thing goes away, Mind Games. It's a book by Annie Vernon, elite rowing strategies for that can be applied to anyone and accessible to anyone, usable by anyone. And then Rose and Thorn Active Bras. We really appreciate all of our sponsors, and you can get the links in the show notes, and we have several good discounts if you order through our sponsors site. So guys, thank you for coming at such short notice. I wanted to get this. I know we're going to have more to say than we have in 25 minutes, but why don't you introduce your programs? And Arshay, you want to start? And I'll try and keep an eye out for Ellen.
Yeah, okay.
How you doing?
I'm good. I feel great. My name is Arshay Cooper. Again, for those who don't know me, I'm from Chicago. Started rowing in 1997 in a youth rowing program that started by this guy named Ken Alpard, who believed that all young people, regardless of color, economic background, social background, religion, should be a part of this sport and should have opportunity to row. And he came to our school, which was a low performing high school, and he introduced this great sport. And the cool thing that caught my attention with the sport of rowing is that this opportunity to travel and to race other teams outside of your state. And I wanted to do that right away and started rowing and fell in love with the sport. The sport changed my life and changed the guys that I row with life. It was a all black team in the 90s. And and 22 years later, we're still close friends, and we actually racing in 2 weeks at the Chicago Sprints. So that's pretty exciting. And
I know
so
it's
I have
fun
the
to see
same-
the pictures. You have a Instagram account called Sugawater, right?
Sugawater, yes. I wrote this book called Sugawater, a memoir, and it's based on my life story. And now I spend my life really making sure that young people have access to the sport of rowing. I travel recruiting in high schools, and basic philosophy for me, it's when you walk into a school, is you go there and you ask the principal, hey, who didn't make the basketball team? Who didn't make the football team? Who didn't make the baseball team or the volleyball team? I want to meet with them the moment they get rejected and tell them about this great sport. And we want to give them opportunity to be a part of this team and help them grow through the sport of rowing. And that's kind of what I've been doing in New York City. And, I'm a part of RowNewYork, which was started by Amanda Krause many years ago. And, we have about 270 kids rowing all year round, middle schoolers and high schools. And it's been amazing. It's been awesome to give these kids an opportunity to row, opportunities to get to know each other. And we offer strong academic support and entrepreneurship classes and mentorship. And we have a strong alumni program to help kids not only get to college, but help them to go through college and then come back and give back through the sport of rowing to the program that gave to them. So it's been amazing. I can talk more about that, but that's just a quick introduction.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's in your book is just the best, one of the best reads I've had recently. So. Neil, how you doing? And thanks. I know we talked on the phone a few months ago, and we've been trying to get you on. And tell us a little bit about what you're doing there in Tulsa.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the show. I think I started rowing when I was 13, and I started in England, so I was in London, and rowed for 5 years in high school. In my junior year of high school, I was selected to row on the 1992 junior national team, and then had a fun time for about 5 years rowing in high school. And then when I was 18, I came over to the and rowed at Boston University for 4 years. I got a teaching degree in human movement studies, and started my coaching and teaching career. So I've been a science teacher ever since '97 when I graduated. And around about 2002, I arrived in Tulsa. My wife is a Tulsa girl, so we had this crossroads where it was like, well, we're going to go to London or we're going to go to Tulsa, and Tulsa wins. Most people go, well, that's kind of strange, but Tulsa was was a good gig for us. We're both teachers at a school called Holland Hall. Here in Tulsa.
Awesome.
So I served as the head coach of the Tulsa Youth Rowing Association from 2002 to 2016, and stepped down in 2016, and really, Oklahoma, I mean, obviously there's a lot going on in OKC, but at the time, 2002, there wasn't a whole lot of rowing going on. And grew that program, from about one coach and 10 kids up to about 70 kids at one point. And so in 2016, I kind of stepped down. I had the little health problems that I needed to attend to, and also refocus back on family. But within about 6 months, I couldn't really get away. Once you caught the road bug, you got the road bug. And just came back to Tyra as a PR person, as a spokesperson for the club, an advocate for rowing. And at that point, 2.5 years ago, we started talking about how we could serve the community more, and developed this program called Grow Tulsa, which is an outreach program specifically designed to make rowing more inclusive in Tulsa, expose more kids to the sport. But what's a little bit different about it, unique about it, is the fact that as a science teacher, I kind of married my passions for rowing and teaching science, and have some STEM activities that the kids do with the rowing machines too. As you know, there's a ton of data in rowing. and finding that the kids are really engaged in learning science at the same time as getting stronger and fitter on the row. So,
And you get some of those aha moments with.
I've had one moment where we have.
Just a second. We got a really bad audio on your. I don't know if you're hearing it. Do you want to like jiggle your plug or something and see if?
Sure. I can do that.
When your audio comes. Ellen, are you on with us now? I'm just gonna mute you, Neil, and I'll come right back.
Doing some boots and pants.
Okay, we have. We have having a little trouble with Neil's mic, so it's really kind of taking over the sound. Arshay?
Yep.
You're on.
There go Ellen. Hey, Ellen. Hey, Ellen, you there?
Can you hear us, Ellen?
Oh yeah, I didn't. I can hear you. Can you hear me at all?
Yep, we hear you good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, really appreciate hearing the stories of Arshay and Neil, and for us with RowBoston, I think one of the main things that we are trying to do is introduce the indoor rowing component as we branch out into the middle schools. So we've got about 5,000 kids rowing in the Boston Public Schools. And our other thing that we really like to feature is the summer employment. I think that's a big component of what we do and what we offer. And we try and do that in a way that offers just more than just the activity of the sport. We do travel as a team with the high school kids, but the middle school is growing, and the summer job program is really where we see the kids kind of really value the program even more for what they can not only give back to it, but get a nice start in their careers.
Awesome. Yeah, I hear great things about the college enrollment rate and just, seeing those kids around the boathouse, which is also my boathouse. It's like makes it a really vibrant place. Is that Jose on the right?
You're in the front.
I beg your pardon?
Is that Jose on the right?
Yes.
On the visual? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I can't see the audio too much, but
okay,
you see Jose. He's pretty much working at every aspect of the program. Yeah, he's fabulous. He'll be doing some coaching for us this summer, and I've always felt like one of the greatest ways to learn more is to become a teacher. So teaching the sport helps those kids not only in their coaching career, but they gain so much confidence. And Jose, he's great because we have a lot of kids that speak Spanish, and so he's able to translate, make them feel right at home at the boathouse. So Jose is a superstar. We love him.
Yeah, and I do the recreational league sweeps league once in a while, and he's down there working that too. So, I love him. So. Anyway, do you all have any questions for Ellen? Yeah. I know she's kind of at it for a while.
Yeah, you know what, Ellen? So Ralphie brought a bunch of the RowBoston kids down to New York. I don't know. I think it was a couple months ago, so I had an opportunity to hang out with them a little bit. I just want to let you know you guys doing a good job with the youth at RowBoston. They were amazing. They were awesome. Had really good questions. So you guys doing a really good job down there.
Yeah, Ellen popped off again, but she may be back. It's the joys of Wi-Fi and phones and people traveling.
There she is.
Yeah, I know.
Did you hear me, Ellen?
Ellen,
you may notice the changing background. I keep walking around trying to find a better signal.
No, were you on the road, or were you like in Europe with your Opera team? Did incredibly well today. You may be not hearing me, but okay. Ellen? Okay, well let's keep talking. The satellites are moving, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, Neil, is your audio working well?
I think so. Can you hear me?
It's much better now. Yeah.
Oh, sounds much better.
I moved the mic to the right of the laptop. It's all good now. It must be what it is.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
question.
sometimes if it's aiming at the speakers, you can get really bad, things. No
So,
problem. No problem. Go ahead.
so Neil, have any of the kids went on from from indoor rowing to rowing yet? Do you put them on a barge? Like, what's the next step from the kids that are doing indoor rowing to moving on over to the water program?
Yeah, it's a good question. Really, we're about 1 second into this process.
Okay.
We're right at the start of it. Really, we just spent the last year doing a 2-day-a-week program in a local public school, middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So, I saw about, all in all, about 18 kids. Some were there more regularly than the other, but bottom line is 18 kids got exposed to rowing that wouldn't normally have had the chance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just wanted to run one program and kind of get a sense of where the STEM curriculum was and, see what the level of engagement was. Some things were great. Some things need a little bit of work. But now we've got our kids kind of in the pipeline. They've been offered a free summer camp with the club, and that's going to happen in July. So it's definitely part of the plan to start in the schools with the machine, but everybody knows the boat is really where it's at. So as much as the indoor rower is a great environment, we really want to get the kids on the water.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate the work that you guys are doing over there because it's not easy. I go into these schools all the time and you have these exciting sports, and then you have these kids that first of all, it's just like, what is this sport? What is rowing? I go to all black school, all Hispanic school, and kids is like, oh, that's a white person's sport. Or if I speak to some of the white kids in public schools, they say, oh, it's a rich white sport, And then when you talk to a bunch of kids as a whole, they say to themselves, wait a minute, there are no cheerleaders, there are no pep rallies, there are no $1 million contracts after college, there are no busload of fans. Like, why do this sport, right? And so you have to really go in there and sell like the love for the water, right? Like all I knew is that when I was on the water, there were no violence, there was no broken street glass, there was no frustration. It was just meditation for me and my teammates. And also it was just this awesome thing where where you get on a bus and you travel to Philly or you travel to DC and you just bond right away. So I said to myself, if I can sell kids on the exposure of the sport and going to college and your parents don't have to pay, because a lot of them want to see their parents not pay so much for college, especially young girls, and if you can have the academic support, it really works and really get young people really excited about the sport. And so I appreciate what you're doing. I know it's not easy over there, and I know it's not easy for a lot of the listeners who want to start a program or has been a part of a city program, but they still do it and they still work hard and they still grind because they believe in the true teamwork and true work ethic that the sport brings out of you. So thank you, man. Hopefully I get an opportunity to come out there and help recruit and talk to young people and tell my story and how the sport can seriously really change your life. So I just want to say, I know it's not easy, but thank you for doing the work all the way over there. And and you're so far away from the East Coast, where so many people are racing against each other. There's so many small conferences going on over here, and people are excited about what's going on. And you're kind of far away, where there's not a ton of rowing programs, but you're still doing it. And so I think that's something that U.S. Rowing should know about and hear about, and somehow try to get you guys a part of what we're doing overall.
Yeah. Are you going to go back to speak at the convention? Because I think the podcast, we're going to go down there and do some live stuff, and it'd be great to catch you guys.
Yeah, it's in Philadelphia, right? It's in Philadelphia this year.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. So my correspondent, Tara Morgan, she's getting a mobile set up, and we're going to try and, just go down there and cover a lot of stuff and advocate for some of these things that, we need to make noise about. Hopefully, masters rowing is one, and these city programs, which, are building the future, another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What are some other?
it's
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just wonder what, besides Oklahoma, Boston, New York. I heard of one in Stockton and Seattle, and do you know?
Yeah, you have Pat Terone and
Yeah.
Stockton. She has a Delta sculling program, all girls, which is awesome. I spent some time over there, and I mean, we were recruiting. I'm telling you, Neil, we were recruiting in projects. We spoke at least 6 schools a day. It was awesome, man. But they had kids riding their bikes through different neighborhoods that they shouldn't be riding their bikes through to get to the water, and they offered food, they offered support, extra support. And the kids just needed something to do in the summer, and they was willing to be a part of that. So Pat's doing a really good job over there. Chicago Training Center, they doing good work with the kids in Chicago. Then Minnesota has a program with girls, which is going great, and of course Seattle. Everyone's people are starting to catch this wave of getting city kids involved in the sport of rowing. My personal dream is, LA 2028. I want to see Hispanic kids or African American kids. I want to see Asians rowing in the Olympics for USA. I want to see that. And if Neil and myself and a bunch of these other folks keep doing what we're doing, I think it's going to happen. I think it's something exciting to see that the sport of rowing reflect the true diversity in our cities and in our country.
Absolutely. Neil, you have any final comments you want to? We'll definitely revisit this topic, but just let me get you back on the screen here. And
yeah, I mean, there's really a ton to say. One of the things I would say to people who are thinking about starting an outreach program from scratch is, for example, my experience, it was my birthday, October 1st, and I showed up and there were 2 kids there, and I thought to myself, yes, 2 kids. It was, and those 2 kids that they're on the screen, I think you showed a slide of them. Those 2 kids were proud of the fact that they were the origins of the program. And then they started talking it up and it started growing. So what I would say to people is, if you're thinking about doing this, if it's 1 kid, it's worth it, and just keep coming back. Because when I first started to do this, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have it all figured out. But I think the philosophy I came in with was, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to show up for these kids twice a week, every week. And, whether it's rowing, soccer, whatever else it is, if you're there for the kids and you're consistent, they need that consistency. They need that for sure thing. You're going to be sitting there with their snacks, ready to go at 4:15 to chat with them for 10 minutes and just kind of build that trust. So, it all starts with this 1 kid, and I would just say, be patient, and just like rowing is, it's the process. When you first get on that machine, or when you get in that boat for the first time, you don't know one end of the oar from the other, and then 6 months later, look where you are. So that would be what I would say to folks who are thinking about starting outreach.
Cool. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a buzz again on your audio, but I think we got most of that. Really good insight from you. So let's do this again, and we'll prep our tech a little bit better. Sorry for the people listening that are getting a little buzz in their ear, but we're doing our best. It's the message that counts. And for coming up, we're gonna interrogate Arshay and Neil and Ellen for some topics coming up, but we're gonna definitely revisit this one. And we wanted to thank again our sponsors, and Just Strong, Mind Games by Annie Vernon, and the Rosenthorn Active Bras. And we also have a hashtag for our, if I can get it up here. If you use the hashtag with the watch link on YouTube and put that on your social media, we'll we'll search for it and give you a prize, a rowing program, gadget or piece of gear. And so it's just a fun way to spread the word about what we're doing here with the podcast. And sorry about the we also have a club news and gadgets and gear forms. You can send in your own items that you'd like us to cover, and we'll mention it on the site. Like if you have a hack on how to raise your seat or a cool thing that you like to bring in the boat with you, we are always covering that. We'd like to cover those. That's a very popular topic in our podcast. We're in our 20th podcast right now. And I'm just going to check if we have it on the screen. Yep, we sure do. And that'll be in the show notes, the links to those forms. We have our production credits. I'm the producer and today's director, not doing an absolutely fabulous job, but I'm trying. Tara Morgan is our regular correspondent, and Mark Wilson of the All-American Rowing Camp. There's Tara's organizations. And Nancy Diessner does graphics and research for us. She's a wonderful artist in the Boston area. And we, again, thank our sponsors. And we'll be back next week. Our upcoming topics include previews of regattas, club spotlights. We like to go around and just interview various clubs around the country and just let people know what they're doing, and of course more gadgets and gear. But thank you everyone for joining in and for tolerating our tech issues here. And we'll be back in about 2 weeks. We're going to miss the week of the 4th of July, and then we'll be back after that on July 10th. So thank you so much for joining us. And let me just take us out here. Thank you again. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.